Hey y'all. So apparently Phi is the new boogeyman of the format. So I decided to try and give the deck a shot just to see what the hype's about. And also I feel like when you play the deck you're trying to beat, it really helps you understand what the weaknesses are and how you can target it. So yep, went ahead and took the calling winning list. And yeah, we're trying it out. I won the die roll and chose to go first because I believe I watched the deck tech. And the deck tech said that this is a combo deck, so you want to go first to try and set something up. Basically, if you set one of your combo pieces up, like an Art of War or Spreading Flames, or a Tomb of Firebrand, then you just need to draw into another piece and you're good to go. So that's why we chose to go first, even though this is an aggro mirror. Yeah, hope to draw into the next piece. Our opponent is coming at us with a very strong turn. They did a Force of Nature fuse to the Channel Mount Heroic, into a Minnowism, into a Snatch, for 6 with Go again from the Embodiment. So pretty strong crackback from our opponent there. And so we have the Art of War arsenal, but we don't have the second combo piece. Well, any second combo piece, such as, well, another Art of War, or Spreading Flames, or Tomb of Firebrand. However, our opponent has put a Channel Mount Heroic on the field, which makes me think that I need to just try and go off next turn anyway. Like, even though I haven't drawn the next combo piece, my opponent has Channel Mount Heroic on the field with a 5-card hand. I have to just force it here. So we do combo off here, which is on, like, basically if we count our first turn where we arsenal, if we count that as turn 0, then this is basically just turn 1. Like our first actual turn of the game, we're gonna go ahead and combo off. And so since we already have the blue in hand, I opt not to pop the Blossom of Spring yet. I want to see what Art of War draws me first. Same with the stubbies. Yep, so we Art of War. The obvious modes, +1 and banish, draw 2. We have the Phoenix Flame in hand, which is, very banishable card. Cool, we drop, and then we just go ahead and stubbies. And I also do Blossom of Spring here. Well, I should ask my opponent if I can take it back and go ahead and, do the Blossom, because I didn't do my math yet. But if I want to play this Flame Call Awakening and swing the sword, I do need to Blossom. So that is what I take back and do. And this brand is coming in for 5, because +1 from stubbies and +1 from Art of War. Yeah, there we go. That's me sort of backtracking. So after the Art of War, I see what I draw up. I realize I'm going to want 3 resources. I should just Blossom of Spring immediately. My opponent lets me take it back. And I do so. And then it's the stubbies into the brand with Cinderclaw. Alright, opponent takes that 5, and then we blaze headlong. This will be another 5. It's only being buffed by Art of War, not being buffed by stubbies. Alright, opponent blocks 3, takes 2, and then we swing the sword. That's coming in for 3. It's not being buffed by either Art of War or stubbies. We take it, and then we have 3 chain links, so we can 5 for free. This Phoenix Flame is coming in for 3, because Art of War plus stubbies. Opponent puts Skull Cap in front of it just to get the value. And then we use the 1 to Flame Call Awakening. This is coming in for 5. We get a 2 to Phoenix Flame, which will come in for 3. Honestly, on that Phoenix Flame that hit, when my opponent just put Skull Cap in front of it, I should have popped my Mask of the Pouncing Lynx. That's just me not being super familiar with the deck yet. I should have popped it right then. Or, to be honest, actually, I should have popped it as soon as I could have. Because I know this is a turn I want to pop it anyway. So yeah, a bit of a mistake by me there. Right, so opponent just takes that, so we didn't get punished by not popping the mask immediately. And we go ahead and find Salt the Wound. We already have 5 attacks in the chain that have hit, and we're still coming in for 2 more. So yeah. This flame comes in for 3. And since our opponent has Channel Mount Heroic on the field, they're very incentivized. Oops, I accidentally drew up there for some reason. I think I was trying. Yeah, I think I was shuffling. But anyway. Our opponent has Channel Mount Heroic on the field, so if they want to have any hope of cracking back, they are very incentivized to keep their hand. So Salt the Wound really punishes that. Cool. Opponent just takes that 3, and then we play Briar with Cinderclaw. Opponent takes 3 from that. And then we play the Salt the Wound, which is coming in for... We have 7 attacks that have hit. So that's +7 from its own effect, and then +2 from stubbies and Arbors. It's coming in for 11. Opponent goes down to 6. So just counting the damage here. That's 10, 16, 21, 24, 27, just 38 damage. Yeah, just out of nowhere, basically, just all from an Art of War. We didn't even have the second combo piece, right? Like the Tomb of Firebrand or the Spreading Flames. So even without that, it was just 38 damage. I remember that Viserai got banned. Well, effectively got banned for doing similar things. So there's that. Although I will say that Phi seems a little more fragile than Viserai, but also requires less setup. So anyway, so that happened. Opponent has Shaman Heroic on the field, but with this much of a life lead, we can basically just kind of take whatever opponent throws at us. Okay, opponent plays a Bramble Spark, Fused, and then comes in with an Erased Face. This is 1 Arcane and 12 Physical. And yeah, there's really no point blocking. I mean, it's not like 5 blocks properly anyway. Like, all these cards come in for more damage than, like, deal more damage than they block. Well, I guess except the blues. But whatever. Like, since our opponent's at 6, we just need to capitalize on that. Yep, so you take the 12 and our face has been erased. Which does mean our Ember Blade won't get go again, and Phoenix Flames are expensive, so that's actually kind of annoying for Phi. Yeah. Also, we have drawn like 2 blues and a yellow, which is not what we want to see. We definitely want to see, you know, like just 1 blue. And the rest of them should be reds. Or, you know, a couple of yellows is fine, but seeing 2 blues and a yellow is a bit much, especially since a belittle is basically an extra blue as well. But yeah, I mean, we came at our opponent for 38 damage the previous turn, so honestly, we really can't complain. Okay, so opponent blocks with equipment, Grasp of the Arknight, and the final block on Skullcap. And then there's an argument here to just play out the Minimalism right now for +1 damage. I believe I just decide to Arsenal it, because the +1 damage now isn't going to be... Oh, wait, yeah, no, I decide to Arsenal it because my opponent has Grasp, like, on the combat chain. So if I play it out now for the +1 damage, my opponent can just block with a Grasp again anyway. So I decide Arsenal it, and the +1 damage will probably be more useful next turn. So, yep, so we just go ahead and just play out the remaining attacks in a hand. Yep, Rising Resentment, this is just 2. And the Brand, which is just 1. And then we finally finish off with Ember Blade. Remember, our face got erased, so this Ember Blade does not go again, and we also can't find back a Flame for cheap. So, okay. We get 1 card from our opponent. That blocks 3 because of the embodiment. And then we get Bramble Sparked again. And then we draw into 3 blues, which is just, I mean, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know, like, the previous hand was 2 blues and a yellow, and now suddenly it's 3 blues, so it's a little unfortunate, to be honest. But anyway, opponent comes in Bramble Spark and then Snatch. Again, we're just going to leverage our life total here. We did draw Lava Burst, so that's at least nice. That even after playing all these blues, we can end off with a strong finish. So yeah, we take the damage. Our opponent flashes in a Chalmant Heroic that we knew was in their arsenal. And then so we took extra damage from the Snatch, and they get the embodiment. And then they go ahead and Thorn. No, that's a 3rd channel, so they saw all 3 channels pretty early on. That's pretty good for them. But yeah, they pitch it because, yeah, at this point it's going to be way too slow for them to try and keep the channel around. Cool, so with our opponent at 3, I do decide to play as Minimalism, since the +1 damage, you know, is relevant when our opponent's at 3. So Ronin Renegade's coming in for 2. Our opponent blocks 2. And then this... was it Devotion? Cinderskin Devotion is also coming in for 2. Alright, opponent puts armor in front of it. Alright, Ember Blade for 3, Flame for 1, and Lava Burst for 5, so that's nice. We leave our opponent with at most 1 card, and they do go down to 1. So yeah, if any one of those cards was a red instead, we probably take our opponent's whole hand. But oh well. So opponent still has Channel on the field and an Embodiment Lightning, and then they come in with the Snatch, which is probably like the best card they could have. Channel plus Embodiment Lightning. So this is a 7 damage Snatch with Go again, which means that if I only block 3, Say with my 3 block, I take 4, then whatever they draw, they can just swing Thorn for lethal, to threaten lethal. If I only block 5, I go to 4. If they draw a 4 attack card, that also threaten lethal. So I decide to full block it. It was Embodiment Lightning and Channel Mount Heroic. I full block it to send back my own 0 for 4. And since my opponent's at 1 with no armor, this means that, and no embodiment, that's a mistake, that embodiment has been gone because the Snatch didn't hint. This means that we get at least 2 cards from our opponent, and then with our opponent only having 2 cards on their crackback, we likely will only at most need to give them 1 card from my hand, in which case we can come back at them with a 3-card hand. Hopefully that strips the entire hand, and then we come back at them with a 4-card hand to finish out the game. That was the reasoning behind full blocking that Snatch. And there we go, we represent the board state correctly. Opponent doesn't have an embodiment. Cool, opponent blocks 4 there. And then they make a rune chant and they swing the Snatch. And this Snatch is a lot less scary because it doesn't have Go Again behind it. So really we don't need to give our opponent any cards and we survive this turn. So yeah, I just take all 4 of it. They can draw and have their arsenal, but they're at 1, so we won't let them... Like, we're likely killing them. Also, again, we drew 2 blues and a yellow. I don't know what's happening. This is the... Yeah, I mean, I didn't change the list at all. I didn't add like more blues in it or anything. So, you know, this is happening. But opponent's at 1, so at this point, it doesn't matter if it's blue or red, right? In any case, I'll take a card from them. Yeah, so we go Rising for 2, Rising for 1, and then we have Ember Blade and Phoenix Flame and whatever our tomb draws us. So, you know, we basically have lethal here. Yep, Flame gets the last card, and then we go ahead and Tomb of Firebrand and just kill up on it. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, this game was over basically well, our actual first turn of the game when we came in for 38. After that was honestly just kind of just cleaning up. It took us a little long to clean up because we drew like a weirdly high amount of blues. But yeah, aside from that, this deck definitely very, very strong. Just the fact that it comes out of nowhere, deals like 30 plus. Yeah, kind of like the Quill Hand Skeletor stuff that Viscera used to do. However, I guess after playing it and after playing against it a few times on Icelander, it's quite committal in the sense that, you know, the combo turn starts off with like a Blossom and Spring or Stubbies or both. So you know the fire is about to go off, which if you're a deck like Icelander, you have, you know, plenty of time. Like, you have that opportunity to react and like mess them up. Like, you know, they Blossom and Spring and they're like, oh, you can imagine they probably want that 1 resource to belittle and find themselves a blue. But if you tax them before that with like a Winter's Bite or a Cold Snap, also it's likely that they only went into that turn with 4 cards anyway, because Icelander kind of typically always taxes you 1 card on her turn. Like, even if it's just a card at peak, you're probably only having 4 cards. So then, you know, you crack the Blossom and then you react to that with like Winter's Bite, Cold Snap, or Blue Ice Vein, or you Storm Striders on something as well. Like I could totally, I think Storm Stridersing out on the turn they pop their Stubbies is a very, very valid play. But you Storm Striders out on Aether Ice Vein, and you just end their turn, and you trade your Storm Striders for their Stubbies, and that's a very worth it trade, I think. So yeah, so that's my initial impression. Deck's insane. Deck's pretty cracked, but it's very fragile in the sense that any form of disruption, or even, it doesn't even need to be on like the Fire's turn, right? So like OG Bravo and Ice Lexi feel like they probably eat this deck up. But yeah, good to, you know, try it out and figure out what all the hype's about. So thank you for watching and hope you enjoyed it.